Flea is a punk rock band from Los Angeles, California, formed in 1977. The band is credited for helping to shape the sound and style of Californian hardcore punk. The group started out as part of the early California punk rock scene, and gained national prominence after an infamous 1981 performance on Saturday Night Live. Frontman Lee Ving has been the band's only constant member. Since its formation, the band has gone through various lineup changes, and at one point, featured Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers on bass. History: 1970s, Flea was formed in 1977 by vocalist-guitarist Lee Ving and bassist Duff Scratch. They recruited guitarist Burt Good and drummer Johnny Backbeat to fill out the original lineup. In 1978, Flea released the single I Love Livin' in the City. Shortly after this, Good and Backbeat left the band and were replaced by Philo Kramer and Spit Sticks. 1980s, film director Penelope Spheris met Ving and Sticks while they were hanging handbills on telephone poles in Los Angeles on Laurel Canyon. After a brief discussion, she asked if they wanted to be in a documentary about the Los Angeles punk scene, the decline of Western civilization. In the film, Flea performed a set in which they baited members of the audience with personal attacks, sexist and homophobic slurs, and offbeat humor, inspiring some audience members to come on stage and try to fight them. At the time, Spheris was married to Slash Records president Bob Biggs, who, later that year, signed a recording deal with Flea. 1981 appearance on Saturday Night Live, Spheris' documentary brought the band to the attention of John Belushi, who lobbied successfully to get the band a spot as a musical guest on the 1981 Halloween episode of his former show Saturday Night Live. Belushi had originally offered Flea the soundtrack for his major motion picture Neighbors. The film's producers eventually forced Flea off the project, and Belushi got them the infamous SNL gig as compensation. The band's appearance included a group of moshers, among them Belushi, Ian MacKaye of Minor Threat, Tesco V of the Meatmen, Harley Flanagan and John Joseph of the Cro-Mags, and John Brannon of Negative Approach. The show's director originally wanted to prevent the dancers from participating, so Belushi offered to be in the episode if the dancers were allowed to stay. The end result was the shortening of Flea's appearance on TV. They started their second song by saying, "It's great to be in New Jersey," drawing boos from SNL's New York Live audience. Flea played I Don't Care About You, Beef Bologna, New York's Alright If You Like saxophones, and started to play Let's Have a War, when the telecast faded into commercial. The Slam Dancers' Left Right Pumpkin remains on the set. After their SNL appearance, which resulted in $20,000 in damage, some clubs chose not to hire the band. A New York Post article later reported the figure to be $500,000. This is believed to have originated from Ving, who told the Post that, "We caused $500,000 worth of damage, a cool $500,000 worth of damage, cause we unregistered trademark professionals, and I counted the damage myself." 1982 1989, in 1982, Flea released their debut album The Record. After touring in support of the album, Ving fired Scratch. Eric Feldman briefly filled in on bass before he was replaced by Flea. Flea left the band and was replaced by Lorenzo Boone. On July 3, 1983, Flea performed at the Rock Against Reagan protest concert at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. along with the Dead Kennedys, MDC, Toxic Reasons, The Crucifix and others. In the summer of 1983 through early 1984, while Styx was touring Europe with Nina Hagen, Chuck Biscuits was supposed to replace him, but Styx returned and Biscuits never played any shows with Flea. With Ving producing, the band recorded their second album More Beer in 1986 in just 2 days. 1990s, Live. For the Record, a live album of a 1985 performance, was released in 1991. Shortly afterwards, bassist Will Sluga McGregor was hired. After 1991 93 North American tours, Flea disbanded. Kramer and Styx left the band, citing disputes with Ving over finances, his right-wing beliefs, and his lack of empathy. For the next 2 years, Ving performed in Austin, Texas as Lee Ving's Army. This eventually became the new Flea lineup, including Ving backed by LVA members Sean Cruz, Scott Thunes and Andrew Jamies. In 1995, Fear released the Have Another Beer with Fear album, followed by American Beer, which featured Ving and Jamies along with new members Richard Presley and Mando Lopez. The album included new recordings of several previously unreleased older Fear songs, as well as some new compositions. Presley and Lopez then began playing with Kim Deal and Kelly Deal and the Breeders. 2000s. In 2008, Fear participated in the annual Warped Tour, a traveling punk rock-themed festival. In 2012, Fear performed at the South by Southwest Music Festival. A re-recording of 1982 unregistered trademark S. The record was released in late 2012. Band members. Current members: Lee Ving lead vocals, rhythm guitar, Andrew Jamies drums, Paul Lerma bass, backing vocals, Dave Stark lead guitar, backing vocals. Former members: Durf Scratch bass, Bert Good lead guitar, Johnny Backbeat drums, Philo Crammer lead guitar, Spitsticks drums, Eric Feldman bass, Flea bass, Lorenzo Boone bass, Will McGregor bass, Scott Thunes bass, Kelly Lemieux bass, Mando Lopez bass, Sean Cruz lead guitar, Richard Presley lead guitar, Daryl Caraco lead guitar, Sam Bowler bass, Lawrence Arrieta lead guitar. Discography: studio albums, Paradise Studio demos, The Record, More Beer, Live. For the Record, Have Another Beer with Fear, American Beer, The Fear Record, Singles, I Love Livin' in the City, Fuck Christmas, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Paradise Studio demos, Soundtracks, The Decline of Western Civilization, Class of 1984, Get Crazy, Nightmares, Repo Man, SLC Punk. Influence: Fear has influenced a number of bands who have paid tribute to the band by covering its songs. A Perfect Circle covered Let's Have a War on their album Emotive. Bad Religion covered Fuck Christmas, though it was not released. The band also covered I Don't Care About You during its May 18, 1998, performance at the TLA in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Blatz covered I Don't Care About You on Shit Split. Course of Empire covered Let's Have a War as a B-side on their 1993 single Infested. Dark Angel covered I Don't Care About You on their Live Scars album. Demoniac quoted the lyric Hatred is Purity, Weakness is Disease from Fear's Foreign Policy in the song Hatred is Purity. Dog Eat Dog covered More Beer on their EP If These Are the Good Times. From Autumn to Ashes covered Let's Have a War for the Tony Hawk's American Wasteland soundtrack released by Vagrant Records. Guns N' Roses covered I Don't Care About You, released on their 1993 The Spaghetti Incident. Punk covers album. Harvey Milk covered We Destroy the Family on their 2008 album Life. The Best Game in Town. Hellbillies covered I Love Livin' in the City. Indecision covered I Don't Care About You, and New York's Alright If You Like Saxophones on Punk Rock Jukebox Volume 2. Method of Destruction covered I Love Livin' in the City on their Gross Misconduct album. Poster Children covered Let's Have a War on their On the Offensive CD EP. Sacred Right covered Let's Have a War on their A Question EP and Beef Bologna on the Japanese version of their album Heal. Soundgarden covered I Don't Care About You, appearing as a B-side on several of their singles. Stormtroopers of Death covered I Love Livin' in the City on their Live at Budokan album. The Ratards covered I Love Livin' in the City on their album Teenage Hate. Turbonegra covered I Don't Care About You on their Small Faces box set. In popular culture, Fear's music has also been featured in several video game soundtracks. I Love Livin' in the City appeared in The Warriors and Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and The Mouth Don't Stop appeared in Grand Theft Auto V, on the fictional punk rock radio station, Channel X. References. External links: Spitsticks chronicles his time with Fear from Spitsticks' personal page. Fear the band Facebook page.